Hey guys, it's me again. I'm going to show you how I expose my screens. These are two jobs I got to print, and I'm going to expose screens for them. I'm only going to show one though, but just wanted to show the two jobs I had that I'm going to be exposing for. So the first thing I do is I take out this bulb, and because it needs to be a safe light in there so that you don't expose your screen. So I have this yellow bulb I keep right there. Boom, and we're good. Then I turn off all the lights, all downstairs, and I close the blinds. I want it as dark as possible, absolutely no light. And just to show you how dark it gets in here when I start exposing, it's dark. No lights whatsoever, nothing. Excuse the dirtiness, it's just messy. So now I'm going into the dark room and grabbing the screens I need. Just checking to see they're right. Okay, we are good. So we're grabbing those, and we're going to take them to the other side. Just place those right there. Yep. And then I got to do the mandatory where are my scissors at, because they can never be where I need them to be when I need them. Okay, there they are. Ugh. Anyway, so now I just trim down my sheets because it makes it easier for me to just deal with it. Usually if I leave it without cutting it, I end up having to tape it on the frame, and I don't like to do that, so I just trim it down. And then I just put it on this template just to make sure it is where I want it to hit at. It's good. Cool, it's looking good. It's a little higher than I would like, but it's okay. I live with it. I will live with it. So I can always move it down, but I just like to just test it out first. And then I start taping it with masking tape. Now you do have to be careful what kind of masking tape. They can be different thicknesses. Apparently, I discovered this. This one is off of Amazon. It's like El Cheapo. It is super, super cheap, super thin, so it doesn't expose on my screens. I've used a masking tape that did expose on my screens, and I got that from Walmart. So I would say go on Amazon or use clear tape if you want to be totally safe. But don't use packing tape. Use just regular clear tape. This is just what I have right now. So I tape all four corners. There it is. That's how much tape I use. You don't need a lot. Then I reline it up with the tape on, because now I'm preparing to put the screen on the board so that I can put that image on there. So I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Like, it's one color. It doesn't really take all this, but I just like to make sure it's in place. It's good. And I'm grabbing the screen right now and just looking to see, make sure the screen actually looks good. There's no blockages where the image might be at or anything like that. And I'm going to line it up. This is not the easiest way to do it on this board, but I have steady hands, so you don't have to do it the way I do it. There's easier ways. So, and if you have an exposure unit anyway, it's fine. You can just lay it in there. But I'm just lining it up, and you'll see once I drop it, boom, I know it's on that line. I just drop it down, and I nailed it perfect. So there it is. I just make sure that tape's fastened and it's on there. And then I just kind of I make it as tight as possible against that mesh, because I don't want any pockets or any reason for it not to be in total contact with that screen while it's exposing. So I just make it really, really tight. I don't want it to move at all. Okay. So that's looking good now. It is ready to be exposed. I'm just moving some stuff out the way. Now I'm grabbing that. That's some fleece fabric. That's some chair foam. And there it is in all its glory, my light box. So I put my 21-step calculator on. I usually use this, especially if my screens have been sitting like longer than 5 days. With this emulsion, I just have to do it. And then I make sure that all of my images in that area where the light will hit it, everything is good. I also try to make sure I don't have too much of an edge on one side or the other. That way I don't have like a big old gap on one side of the screen where I need double the tape. I try and minimize that. Then I put the chair foam on and I cover it with this fleece covering. I don't technically need to do this because all the light is out of the room, but it's just a safety precaution. It's better to be overly safe. Okay. And then I put this is an old pallet, but you can use any board of any kind. I would say probably 1 inch thick is good. And then I put 2 gallons of water on top because I want that pressure on that screen. So this also ensures that it is in total contact with that mesh. That image is in total contact with that mesh. There won't be any moving, and it's good. It's going to expose great. Good. Then I turn that bad boy on. I have it timed for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. That's my current exposure time right now with this emulsion. This is a Glad trash bag, 13 gallons. I've had it for a while. That's why it's all tattered, but it works great. It's done. We are going to take all this stuff off of here now. Put it to the side. And I mean, it's a little tedious, but it makes sure that it's good. So it's all good. Just throwing that over there. And take this off. And since I'm going to be exposing a second screen, I usually just I leave that 21-step calculator on, but apparently I was taking it off there. Not sure why. Then I take this off carefully because I don't want to mess up the emulsion where the tape's at either. Now I haven't usually had this issue with this tape, but again, I've had masking tape where it has done something like that because it was too strong, whatever they had on that. Okay, so that image is off now. It's good. I can faintly see it, which means that it's gonna probably expose just fine. And then I grab my trash bag I just showed you and I put it in there, and it fits perfectly. It didn't at first. It has to stretch to it, but it fits perfectly. That's why I chose the Glad trash bags, because that one and those are the flex ones, so that's why I did that. But I put that on there and slide it right on in there. Boop. There it is. Look at that. Perfection. Fits in there perfectly. Ready for transportation because I have to go up 2 flights of stairs to go expose it. Okay, now we're in the bathroom where I also have another safe light. As you can see, I have another lamp. And I just take it out of that bag and put it in my tub. I have everything hooked up already, so I can just get in and go. And turn that water on. Make sure I have that diverter onto the hose. Pull that up. And it's coming through the pressure washer right now. And I just wet the screen. You don't immediately start spraying. I'm just wetting it so that it can soften that emulsion where the image is at, and it'll come out easier. I let it sit for maybe about 2 minutes. I make sure I have ear protection because it is extra loud. It really is. And after 2 minutes, I start to spray it, and it should slowly start coming out. And there it is. You can very faintly start seeing that image come out right there. I got to get close with it. And the pressure washer's not on, by the way. It's not like on. If it was on, it'd be absolutely blowing this out right now. That's just the water coming through it. And there it is. It came out perfect.